Why is everybody so far away today?
Didn't want to encroach.
I'll stay close.
Paying for the Zoom, might as well use it. All right, somebody want to lead us off?
K'Von Wallace just said that he feels like he plays on his quote, the best darn team in the country. Stay tuned. Do you like that kind of confidence out of your senior leaders?
Well, our guys should be confident. We've played well. We've played consistently well. You want them to be confident. That's not necessarily my style, but to each his own. K'Von's played well, and that's, I think he's very comfortable in handling himself in that way, and he likes to put pressure on himself.
What's he kind of like behind the scenes? I mean, he's just been kind of obviously a very good, sounds like a very good team leader whenever he addresses us. He's one of the better guys with the media. How is he behind the scenes?
That's the same. He's very invested in the program. He's really grown up through the program, matured, and through, again, just like you naturally would going to college. I think he's really shown an appreciation for his opportunity and appreciation for his teammates. And, he's a great worker, great leader. He shows up every day and really cares about, his teammates and, how we play. So he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and, he's an open book.
You had a chance, I don't know if you've had much of a chance, to kind of be around him the last couple of days, get prepared, playing the game, but he obviously said this is an emotional week. It means a lot for him. He's glad you're playing Virginia. It's a team that didn't really give him any love in the recruiting process. Do you get that sense if you had a chance to talk with him at all?
I don't know. I haven't. I haven't. And I'm not sure, was that staff there? Were they just getting there? In fairness to them. But, like I said, to each his own. K'Von is, like he's always had a chip on his shoulder, which helps him be a good player and a great competitor, So, initially was a lightly recruited guy on a really good team, and he was a great player. And, but he's brought that same chip, on his shoulder to college too. So it's good.
For all the preparation that you put into a game, do you go into games confident like K'Von does, or do you go in kind of fearing the worst, like this could go, this could go, this could happen? What is your approach going into the game?
I'm just very systematic. If you do X, Y, Z, then this is going to be the result that you get. So just very much a believer in the process and the preparation and then what you see every day throughout the week. But I got a lot of respect for the game, for the opponents, for the coaching, and for things that happen within the game. So you really try to prepare for stress, prepare for adversity, and not just yourself, but particularly your players. And so that they don't have this, again, false insecurity, even though we've got a great week of prep or we match up well, whatever it is, you try to get them to, again, have great respect for the game. And so that when you have a kind of focus and a sense of desperation and a great deal of urgency, and because of the respect for the game and the opponent and the schemes and for things that are out of your control, on the other side of the ball or in the kicking game, just a lot of things happen. So, and really our program kind of develops that as well. Just the tough-mindedness and the belief, confidence and togetherness. We've got, again, great cohesion and trust and chemistry, which helps you through, adversity. There's no finger pointing and things of that nature. A lot of ownership. And as a coach, that's what you really appreciate about this group of guys. You go to the sideline and there you got 6,000 mistakes that happened on the last drive. And there's a lot of ownership. Nobody's worried about who's getting the blame. We just got to fix, what we're doing. And because, if you show a weakness or make a mistake, they're going to come back and check you. So you got to get it, corrected. So, that's personally for me, that's where the focus lies. It's within the process itself and the preparation. And again, I just have, I have probably the same amount of concern, if you will, for every opponent that we play. going into the game, no more, no less, regardless of playing for a championship or it's game 2 going against an FCS opponent, 1AA. It's the same. And because I think, how you play well is the same.
Is there a point of pride where you tell your guys to look out for this, watch for that, and you see it play out?
Yeah, sure.
Wallace said they were playing the Charlotte game, game 6. He knew it was coming because look out. You think of a couple of these other plays where things play out exactly like you thought and led to a pick 6 or led to an interception?
Well, I mean, things often, it might be as simple as, look, when we're in this coverage, this quarterback's going to hold the ball. So if you're a D lineman, you can't get stuck on an edge. You got to be ready for the quarterback. Then maybe he's a runner, scrambling around. Now that what's going to happen on this call, there's a good chance the receivers are going to be in a scramble drill. So you're going to have a little bit longer, coverage. On this call, in this formation, the ball's going to come out really, really fast. So now you got to, again, get certain leverages and maybe tighten down on alignment, things of that nature. So that happens every single week. We got to play. I can't remember what it was. I know we talked about it here in the media, that things worked out just perfect. I said this never happens, but once in a while, like a pick or something like that will happen, and it's exactly how we drew it up, and it's a big play in the game. But I really think, if we've done our homework and preparation, that it happens multiple times within a game.
That was it.
You looked at Bryce Perkins, who's 475 yards last week, and he's done a good season. What do you compare him to as far as what you've seen this year?
Oh, compare him. I just look at him as a great player, all in on his own. He's a heart and soul of their offense. They've done a tremendous job building an offense around him. They're extremely efficient, very difficult to defend. They're in a lot of RPO modes with a really big, strong, fast quarterback that can run it with well-designed quarterback runs. And they do a good job of moving the pocket and taking advantage of his athletic ability with, rollouts and boots and things of that nature. And they got an excellent group of skill guys, particularly at receiver and at tight end. They really utilize those. They play strong, run really good routes, make a ton of competitive plays, back shoulder throws, tight coverage. They win a lot. They're very efficient on early downs. They're one of the top teams in the country on third downs as a result of early down success. And they want to possess the football. And they do a great job at doing exactly that. I'm sure on the year they've definitely won the time of possession. And that's a key part of what they do. But really smart, again, well-designed scheme, and just a tremendous player. Plays, again, with great toughness. Good instincts, great awareness. They put a lot on him at the line of scrimmage, as opposed to checking to the sideline and letting coaches help him. He's doing it all on his own.
That was said before the season that we thought teams would probably go after DK a good bit because they weren't going to throw at AJ. Just how important has DK's play been this year?
Yeah, he's been great. Staying healthy and his maturation and his improvement, the confidence that he plays in. Of course, he made a critical play. Was probably our big play, of the game on defense. Came at a great time for us. Offense, goes right back and punches it in. But, again, he's still, like we said afterwards, he's still just scratching the surface on what he can be, and hopefully he'll be if he continues to invest and, be detail-oriented. And he's got a tremendous, natural skill set for it.
Is this about what you expected for him his first year playing the position?
I mean, probably hopeful, again, expected. That's to assume a lot to me. I don't really assume anything. You got to go out and do it, but he's put in the work. And again, he works at practice and strains himself and has made the kind of improvement that shows up on game day.
Some of these games you watch just sort of casually elsewhere. Do you have a take on tackle fundamentals right now, the state of tackle
Not really. I don't. It's a space game. It's tempo-oriented. A lot of skill guys all over the place. You know, a lot of offense is getting 5 guys out and forcing everybody to play out in space, and it's kind of a byproduct, you know, if you will, at times. So, gotta, you know, I think, you know, it's no different. What you need fundamentals, you know, as much as anything. Guys that can play with quickness and good fundamentals, and your positioning. I think understanding of, you know, not only your position but where all your help is on any particular call helps guys be a little bit more sound and better tackling unit. And then it helps too when you have good athletes. But just because you're a good athlete, if you don't know where your help is, you look like a complete fool out in space like anybody. So I think, you know, there's an importance put on your fundamentals and again, understanding and awareness of, you know, your call and where your help is, so you can make those, you know, plays consistently in space.
The progression of this year's group, what's your assessment?
Our defense, I mean, it's been noticeable, and in some years it is, and some years it isn't, but it's been very noticeable. And you know, the two most noticeable aspects are the improvement, you know, defensive line wise, and then just our leadership and consistency. Our guys coming in every week, and again, we said it a million times, but it's really the core to how you're able to sustain, particularly late, you know, but all year, is you know, a real tough-mindedness, a great focus, a great maturity about what you really want, and then your willingness to sacrifice and just let that lamp that's right in front of you shine, and just keep your eyes right there in front of your feet. And you know, because everybody wants to look, you know, all around and lose focus and just lose your edge and don't quite work as hard or take care of your body or sleep right. And because early in the year it's easy, you know, just like those marathons, man, those people just take off them right out the gate, and then you know, who's able to sustain? You know, not many. So you know, those are the two things that really stand out to us on defense.
That's the tackling. You talk about the positioning. Talk about
We've gotten better. You know, I thought we had some young guys in that front seven that early in the year. We're still not as good as you want to be, but we had some young guys in the front seven that a little overly excited at times, or again, not knowing when they got to, you know, have their feet under their shoulders and regrow their base. You know, not every hit needs to be a knockout. You know, you got to have, again, good fundamentals even in the A gap. You got to have good fundamentals, and but I've seen, you know, subtle improvement that way, but we could still be better. And that's what we said to our guys after the game is, you know, we all know, every single guy in here knows that we can still be better, whether it's A.J. Terrell, K'Von Wallace, Jamie Skowski, Xavier Thompson. Man, there's so much that we need to continue to improve. And, you know, whatever it is, you know, we'll for sure play, you know, through December, and so practicing as well. So we've got, you know, at least a couple more games left. And, you know, whatever that is, you know, a month of practice, you know, give or take.
But Xavier Thomas, where did he improve specifically?
Oh, man, you just go down all the lists. I mean, again, Xavier's done well, and but he'll be the first one to tell you, I need to improve everything, all of it. And from alignments to his handwork, his footwork, understanding, you know, of the system, and, you know, he's still a very young player, you know, as a first-year co-starter. So taking good angles, again, just the discipline about putting your eyes where they belong and trusting what your key tells you to do, run and pass, and don't try to make plays. You know, you start trying to make plays, we're not gonna play very well.
Anybody else? All right. Thank you,
All right.
Coach.
Yep. You bet.